Why you lying? I'm gonna
Because
show
you
you the app.
left, ma'am.
I didn't leave. Who left? Young lady,
Ma'am, please.
Miss Cashier,
You were made, ma'am.
you a liar. Now you lying. But I'm glad I'm recording you for the lie.
You're not gonna, no, you're not gonna.
I heard the property. I've been here over an hour.
Yes, and as you,
I'm glad I called corporate.
and as you were told in drive-thru, ma'am.
What you tell me exactly?
My other manager told you, I heard her tell you that if any order pulled up after 10:15, it's automatically canceled. Okay,
And it
it
did
doesn't
not
matter.
cancel.
Ma'am,
It's showing that the order was already made. Watch this. Ma'am.
okay, ma'am, when we pull it up, if it's after 10:15, the food
I was
automatically
already
canceled.
here, so
It doesn't.
why is the orders in the order? It just canceled right now.
Ma'am, your order was, you got your coffee, that's all that you were charged for. Your refund would take up to 48 hours.
Why
And she
understand
told you.
Why too? Because it took yours 3 days.
Yes, it is. I
Some got to
heard
come in and
you.
get the quote, so that means y'all got to exchange, take the amount out, and
No,
coffee and
ma'am.
give me a different price. So that means you didn't charge me for this.
It automatically refunds the food after 10:15. It's automatic. You got charged for the coffee. The sandwiches are going to be refunded. Ma'am, I had that and you're not listening.
I'm listening.
No,
You got
you're
to say,
trying to
you
argue
give
with
me
someone.
and
Ma'am,
we're going to exchange that what the food is.
ma'am, she
You
was
stand
told
properly and
that.
apologize to somebody for being here over an hour.
Ma'am,
That's what you
you can have
Yeah,
a
within
replay.
20
I'm not
minutes
going to
later,
keep
it's
you.
all
False
fine.
people. Now, catch that top ass woman. So that means
It's
you charge
automatic.
me.
You got charged for the coffee. The sandwiches are going to be refunded. Ma'am, I had that and you're not listening.
I'm listening.
No,
You got
you're
to
trying
say,
to
you
argue
give
with
me
someone.
and
Ma'am,
we're going to exchange back what the food is.
ma'am, she
You
was
stand
told
properly and
that.
apologize to somebody for being here over an hour.
Ma'am,
That's what you do.
you can have
Yeah,
a
within
replay.
20
I'm not
minutes
going to
later,
keep
it's
you.
all
False
fine.
people. Now, catch that top ass
That
woman.
mom was wrong for throwing that coffee.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And this would happen more often than you would probably think. This happens very often. Now, I'm not speaking specifically as far as the coffee, but people having these type of outlashes in fast food establishments, backlash, whatever you want to call it. People having this type of outrage in fast food establishments, this is a very common thing that happens today. And funny enough, as you just saw, it happens with grown folks who really should know better. I would say they are some of the biggest culprits because that woman had to be at least 50 years old. But yet, she still made an impulsive, unwise decision over something petty. Over something, it sounded like they were arguing over a refund and that the cashier was telling her that it takes 48 hours to come back on her, her card or whatever. And it sounded like maybe she wanted to exchange, and she said she was in. What really caught my ear was when she said she had been in there for an hour. Spending an hour of your time on something as petty as that and still not getting anywhere and not just cutting your losses. Let's just address this real quick. We do know, of course, if you're a part of my legion, you got some sense, right? You got common sense. But I'm just speaking in general. We do know that, hey, if you have to just take your loss, cut your loss, and because I'm gonna be real, I'm not gonna be emailing corporate and doing all this type of stuff over some McDonald's. You'll just never get my business again. I'm not about to go to these extents, these constraints, because the funny thing is that she actually had a pretty decent customer service worker. She actually had a pretty decent cashier or whatever you want to call it. Because some of these cashiers would have did that to her. Some of these customer service people, man, they don't get paid enough to be dealing with that. Some of these customer service professionals would have jumped across that table a lot quicker than that lady had to be able to throw some coffee in her face. Now, let's address the repercussions that's going to come behind that. You threw coffee at somebody with their back turned, and then she started screaming. She started screaming like she was in Friday the 13th. So at 50 years old or older, you're about to be sitting in a cell. You're possibly even going to get a felonious assault charge put on you that you're going to have to deal with. And these are these self-inflicted wounds that I talk about. The self-inflicted wounds that then, when you had a history and a reputation of doing these impulsive, idiotic actions and terrorizing people and burning every bridge that you could burn, then what's going to happen is all of a sudden you're in this situation and you've got one more ding on your hotel, so you had to come on TikTok begging. That's going to be the cycle. So we have to start, in my opinion, digging a little bit deeper into people's situations and not just taking it on face value. Because you live like this, you do all these things that you didn't have to do. And then now all of a sudden you put yourself in a situation. And funny enough, what typically seems to happen too, for some reason, they decide to start having kids. So now you done got some kids involved in your chaotic life and situation and circumstance. And now we have no choice but to support you. I don't get it. Let's hear some of this commentary, some of these opinions.
On that McDonald's worker, but I've been saying, catch that hot ass coffee, ho, as like a vocal stem for like the last few hours. I wish more people used their talents for good. That woman could have been doing something better with her ability to come up with funny lines. Maybe she should have been a writer.
The manager actually gave her that hot coffee to try and be like, here's a peace offering, and it unfortunately escalated the situation. She was trying to just give her a peace offering, make things okay as much as she could, but she was just not having it, so she actually gave her that coffee, and then she acted like that. And they did say that the manager wanted to keep her information.
Wow. So she gave her some free coffee too. That's why I said I could tell her customer service she was trying. She gave her some free coffee and she gave an inch. So that woman needed a mile. Now you showed a little bit of weakness. You showed a little bit of vulnerability. So now I'm gonna see what more I can extract out of this, and I'm gonna completely ignore your kind gesture. And what's gonna come from my side is gonna be devoid of reciprocation. Ultimately, ain't that crazy?
Information private, of course, and again, she did have minor burns from the incident, so I'm sure it was very traumatic for her, so she just wants to be, private, and we're gonna let her have her privacy because she didn't do anything wrong. She was doing her job. She was trying to, de-escalate the situation, and it was nothing she was going to be able to do to de-escalate the situation. And she even tried to give a peace offering to de-escalate, and it still was not enough. So we will, we will respect her privacy, but we still waiting on her to be locked up. Okay, so I can see that good old mug.
The reaction that lady had when she threw that coffee on her was just like, it was insane. And I wish I could like have these type of reactions. I'd probably be a millionaire by now, to be honest. Like, I'm just a little bit too sturdy for my own good. I could have millions of dollars. I fell out of my patio chair set the other day. It just broke on me. It just broke on me. I'm gonna just say that. And I fell right on my egg. And I was just fine. I wasn't in any pain. Then I was at the grocery store the other day. It was literally they had some liquid on the floor. I slipped, but then I maintained my balance and I caught myself. So I just was sitting there looking foolish for no reason. I wish I could have fell. That would have been some money right there. But the way that lady reacted, like I wish that was my first reaction to react in a lot of situations, and I probably have millions of dollars right now. But y'all, and it's not a joke, but. Man, I can't believe that lady did that. Like, how do you go from normal to where like you just don't give any F in the world and you throw hot coffee on somebody when they're walking away, when they're disengaging? Y'all like the video. Subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. Cash App link below if you want to tip the channel. Buy your boy iced coffee. Also, feel free to join the Patreon where I'll post self-improvement content. Till then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.